money. I'm not quite cut out for it. Those are perfect excuses that we give just right before we throw in the towel. But does Mother Nature work on the same basis? My transition from being an A student to an F student was quite excruciating. I have always loved school, and I guess school loved me back. The idea of learning something new every day electrified me. And I sailed through primary all the way to campus as a high achiever. When I cleared campus, I knew that getting a job that would require me to do one thing twice, not even daily, would make me unhappy. So I decided to venture into entrepreneurship. My first step was to look for an employer who would double up as a mentor and teach me the ins and outs of business. Now this induction to this life was not pretty at all. Promises of being paid by the employer did not bear fruit. I was conned out of a huge sum of money by an old friend, which made me have the CID on speed dial today. The customers that I got were troublesome. And my first instinct, all the cells in my body were screaming, let's go back to familiar grounds. My friends and family thought it was sensible to get into the corporate world. But I thought it wasn't so much of failing as it was of not understanding what it was that this entrepreneurship has in it for me. With time, I realized that what they say about the streets is true. The exam comes before the lesson. And there is no graduation day. You will keep learning until the day that you die. When you venture into new waters, be it business, a new sport, marriage, music, public speaking, majority of us taste success on our first try. It's known as beginner's luck. And we keep thinking, oh, there must be a pot of gold at the end of this road. So we keep going. And then nature hands us defeat after defeat after defeat. And at some point we feel like we're choking, like we can't breathe. And we think, no, I still can't remember my beginner's luck, so let me keep going. So you keep going, and nature hands you a big defeat. One that you think, I can't handle it anymore. You hit rock bottom. Then you remember, your friend had referred a few motivational books to you. So you go, start reading motivational books, watch a few motivational CDs. And they do have a message there. They say when you hit rock bottom, there's only one direction that you can go, and that's up. So you amass all the energy that is left in you, and you keep going. And that rock bottom that you're standing on cracks, splits, separates, and you go right under. You're not at 0 point anymore, you are at negative. At that point, you curse the day you were born. Some of us even curse God, look up into the heavens and wonder, was I even in your database? And you pack up, get your rucksack, and go back home. No one can blame you for it. In fact, your friends and family welcome you back in open arms. I just didn't have the talent. I wasn't cut out for it. My heart was not in it anymore. But then there are those few. There are those few who look back and realize they burnt the bridge. They cannot go back. So they're left there with no energy to go on, but to accept the situation. They surrender at that point. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the most beautiful place that you can ever be at. It's at that point that whatever it is that you're searching for starts talking to you. It starts telling you its secrets in small bits. geniuses are born at that moment. History tells of a man who, as a boy, was fascinated by electronics. He was obsessed with the idea of wireless transmission. He worked in his own lab day and night. His father did not support him. In fact, he had to sell his own shoes to get his first equipment. And he had to actually work in the garden so as not to cross the path of his father. When he stumbled upon what he thought was success and ran to his friends to tell them about it, his friends had him admitted in a psychopathic hospital. He later on crossed the border to a neighboring country, patented his work, and approached the government of that country, since his own government did not give him an ear. It's at that point that he hit the headlines and his government called him back. Guglielmo Marconi died in 1937. On that fateful day, all radio broadcasting stations ceased broadcasting for 2 minutes. They paid tribute to the man who had invented the radio signaling system. I ask again, does Mother Nature favor brilliance, wealth, gender, religion? One of the books that I find to have timeless and profound wisdom is a Christian Bible. Somewhere in there, King Solomon speaks of something that he's seen under the sun. He says that the race is not to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. All Mother Nature ever asks is how badly do you want it? Age, gender, wealth, educational background notwithstanding. The question is, always has been, and always will be, how badly do you want it? Mr. Jones.